What's going on, everybody? My name is Justin Godsey for Justin Godsey TV. Thank you so much for checking out tonight's video. Tonight, guys, we're here talking about the Atlanta Braves as they have struck a 4-year deal with former Baltimore Orioles outfielder Nick Markakis. Now, this comes as a complete shock to me, as the Baltimore Orioles and Nick Markakis were trying to work out a deal. It's just 3 or 4 days ago that, the Orioles and Nick Markakis were still discussing, a potential deal, trying to get him, back in Baltimore, because they don't want to let him go, because he's been there for a while. He's been there since, 2005, I would like to say. That was his rookie year, and he's been really a big primary factor for that team over some sort of over the years. And it seems he's played just about every single game in baseball. He has not missed a big chunk. Well, he missed about 54 games back in 2012. But you know what? He's still, over the course of that year, had a productive year. He batted .298 that year. Nick Markakis is a solid right fielder. And the Atlanta Braves is a team that's currently in the rebuilding phase. Nick Markakis is in the prime of his career. At the age 31, for outfielders at this current stage in their life, this is their prime. And Nick Markakis, this could potentially end up being his last contract. It all depends. If he wants to end up playing all the way up until he's like 37, 38, it all depends on how this 4-year contract will work out. But he's going to be joining the Atlanta Braves team that's currently in that kind of rebuilding phase. If you guys have been, really paying attention this offseason in the Major League Baseball, the Atlanta Braves have made a handful of moves. Like today, they non-tendered Chris Medlin, the 2 pitchers in their bullpen, in their rotation. Chris Medlin, I want to say it was Eric O'Flaherty. If it's not O'Flaherty, Brandon Beachy. I think it was Brandon Beachy and Chris Medlin, who were non-tendered today. So this Atlanta Braves team is currently making a lot of, really upsetting moves. But I still think that, Chris Medlin will return. But, they don't want to spend a lot of money on Chris Medlin. So I can end up seeing Chris Medlin return on a much smaller deal. But, anything could happen. But this rotation is being depleted right now. The Atlanta Braves are also in that rebuilding phase. Like I said, they traded away Jason Hayward, who I honestly thought was going to be the guy they want to work around for the near future. But that is not to be, as you got Alter on Simmons out there at shortstop. He's going to be that guy they want to work around, but he can only do so much. You also got Freddie Freeman, and you also got Justin Upton. Yes, I'm leaving out BJ Upton because we'll get to that here in a second. But Nick Markakis coming over here to this team is going to benefit a whole lot. He's going to end up coming into this team and being very productive. They really need an everyday productive outfielder. In right field, Nick Markakis over the course of his career has been that. Out there in Baltimore, he's done excellent and extraordinary things for that team over the past couple of years. That team has gone, has played, amazing, just amazing. Nick Markakis has been a bit, primary role for that team, along with Jones and everybody else, and Chris Davis out there. So a lot of productive out there in Baltimore. But they could not, agree to terms on a new contract. So Nick Markakis is getting a new scene, a new kind of scene of scenery. He's going to end up, fresh, smelling the fresh air out there in Atlanta. Test the waters in Atlanta for 4 years. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see. But can Nick Markakis hold this team down by himself? No. I think Freddie Freeman is going to be there. I think you can get another great year from Simmons. I expect a lot from him, but when it pertains to their outfield, it's going to be that highlight player is going to be on Nick Markakis. Yes, Justin Upton this past year really turned it around. The season prior in 2013 was just not good for Justin Upton at all. I know it was, one of those transition years, coming over from Arizona. Justin Upton did not just get the feel in 2013. His brother BJ, nothing great, nothing too positive coming from BJ. As much as I want to see the Upton brothers get a lot more productiveness, I want to see BJ Upton improve a lot more, but nothing is coming from BJ. Over the past couple of years, he has not been productive at all. He has had, small times where he gets, very, very hot at times throughout his season. Very, very minimum now. You barely see BJ Upton get, fully participant, and it's just nothing. It's just going BJ Upton's way. I don't think Atlanta is going to be the right scenery for him. There's been a lot of rumors regarding the trade of, Justin Upton and Evan Gas before with the Houston Astros, but the Astros wanted to have them to take on BJ Upton's contract. I think that's what they did from the Rays. The Braves took on his contract from the Rays to get BJ Upton out here to Atlanta, and then they got Justin Upton. So If I want to keep either or, Upton, I'm going with Justin over BJ any day. I think that BJ could be the likely, player to be traded out of the two. I would not want to trade Justin Upton. I think this past year really proved to this past year, I think Justin Upton had a complete turnaround, and you actually know what you'd be getting from Justin Upton. But I just think, consistency is going to have to, be that biggest question for Justin Upton going into 2014. Can he, build off that big, late drive last year, where he was just, hitting bombs left and right? I think that's going to be the big thing, look out for Justin Upton, going for the Atlanta Braves going into 2015. Also, their backup in Jose Costanza, I want to see him, start. I'm a big fan of Jose Costanza. I want to see him start in center field. That's what I want to see. I want him to happen. I can see the Atlanta Braves getting, a prospect or two for B.J. Upton, some mid-level prospects. I think that's what, the team should get for B.J. Upton, as he can be a big, addition to a team like Houston, who really needs it. There was also a rumor that it's B.J. Upton and Evan Gattis for Dexter Fowler, and I think a prospect or so, but it was still up in the air. But needless to say, Nick Markakis, I'm sorry to jump ships over and talk about the Upton brothers more than Nick Markakis in this video, but like I said, Nick Markakis coming over to Atlanta is going to be an excellent scene of scenery for him. It's a whole new breath of fresh air. He's going to end up missing Camden Yards out there in Baltimore. And you got to do what you got to do. You want to continue playing baseball. Nick Markakis decided to sign with the Atlanta Braves over teams like Toronto, over teams like the San Francisco Giants, the world champion San Francisco Giants. Decided to go with Atlanta. He's going to try and work and try to turn this team around. He's given that opportunity. He's the predecessor to Jason Hayward's, or he's going to end up, he's taking over Jason Hayward's spot, is what I mean to say. But needless to say, like I said, Nick Markakis joining the Atlanta Braves. My name is Justin Godsey for Justin Godsey TV, and I'll catch you guys next time.